Good to go? Awesome. All right, so we are here today for my podcast, the first episode. We are doing the YEP podcast, so Young Entrepreneurs podcast, where we interview young entrepreneurs in Australia. So we have a very special guest with us today, Luay. Give me a round of applause. Thank you for being here today, brother. I deeply appreciate it. Luay, you're a man of many accomplishments, and it's amazing to sit down with you today and discuss them. I know. You know, you're a social media icon. You've created many different shops around Australia. You've been in Dubai, met some very big names. I've seen on your social media, you met Trey Songz, you met some really big people. What's that like, brother?
Well, honestly, it's for me, it's enjoyable. I enjoy what I do, and I genuinely love what I do. So doing that on a bigger scale was just a dream come true. You know what I mean? So I've always had that vision, and I've worked towards it, and we're here today. You know?
Yeah, beautiful.
With big people and being on a podcast.
Yeah,
so
bro.
That's pretty cool.
It's good. Well, it's a good platform because, you know, you're young and you're obviously entrepreneurial, ambitious, and this podcast we aim to mainly target young guys and, you know, girls that entrepreneurial, ambitious, want to do things but they're too scared or they don't know. So this could be some really good knowledge for them to start their own thing and follow their dreams. Which, hey, at the end of the day, if you can do what you love, that's the best thing in the world.
That's it, bro.
You know. So let's get into it, brother. Let's so obviously you've created quite a few different barber chains for yourself, but where did the passion for barbering start? Where did the passion for haircuts actually start, brother?
So it all went back to 2006 during the war in Lebanon. So we couldn't go to school, couldn't do nothing basically, couldn't leave the house. But my dad was insisting on keeping his business running, you know, and so he offered me to actually come with him during the war to the barber shop and offer refugees, because how war works is very funny. Like it's every day it's like a different area getting targeted. So they move from one area to the other. So a lot of people migrating to our area before obviously it got hit. And we started just offering them free haircuts and, you know, sweets and candy and all that. And that's where it all came from. My dad just literally gave me the clippers and he goes, just do this and do that. And literally just went from there. Wow. And ever since I haven't stopped. Since I was 8 years old.
Beautiful. Yeah. So it started from it sounds like a difficult, you know, like a difficult sort of scenario, but you turned that scenario into something positive by giving the haircuts and looking after people. You know?
There was a lot of anger in me because I didn't know, we didn't have internet, we didn't have computers, we didn't have phones growing up like most kids do these days. So as a child, we thought that this is how the world is, all in general. We did have an idea of the West and, you know, the West being this amazing, you know, country and whatever, like, you know, which it is. You know, Australia is such an amazing country.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is I did have a lot of anger in me, and moving to Australia, I still had a little bit of anger in me of what was going on, because I knew there was a lot of people left behind and still going through the struggle till this day as we speak. But I turned that anger into something that would benefit me. So I didn't let it hold me back. I didn't use it as an excuse to run away from trying to drive myself for work or use the system to get the benefits. And, you know, like I didn't do any of that, which, look, don't get me wrong, some people do need that. But for me, it was more, look, let me give it a try, give it a shot, see how you go. You know, you
bet on yourself.
Yeah, so I just used that anger and to move forward, not to go backwards. Beautiful. If you know what I mean. Wow. And I started my own shop at 20. So literally like probably 7 years after we came to Australia. First thing I did is learn the language, because back in Lebanon we had to learn how to speak French as well as English and Arabic. Okay. But English wasn't the main language, it was French and Arabic. But if you asked me to speak French now, I wouldn't have a clue.
You smash it? No, you wouldn't know? Oh, okay, right.
Because I haven't
had to use it.
No, not at all, you know, for 15 years being in this country. So. And
then you come to Australia and then everyone's speaking English to you, like, okay, like I gotta...
Yeah. So I didn't know a word of English. We did have to learn it. I learned, because I left Lebanon when I was in year 6. Most of that time we didn't go to school because of the war, civil war, bombing here, bombing there. So we didn't really have a lot of time to learn. That's why if you go back to my country, a lot of people like don't know how to read or write. Not because they chose that, but because of the circumstance and all of that they were in. They couldn't go to school, they couldn't learn. So I was blessed enough to be able to go to school, be able to learn how to read, how to write and all that. So and we just went from there and we are here today.
Yeah, wow. So it sounds like, like you were saying before, so when you were in these safe zones, like you said, your safe spots, you and your dad actually used to cut the refugees' hair.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's pretty cool. So like I remember as a kid, like all these people obviously left everything behind. All
difficult circumstances.
Very difficult.
Very hard. Yeah.
I
wouldn't understand, obviously. Like I would have no idea.
It is like now you've got the internet. Back then we didn't have internet. Facebook was new, I think, at the time. I was 8 years old. So
it's your whole world.
And then the thing is, seeing the kids that are going through it right now, I kind of semi-understand what they're going through because
you can relate.
They can't escape, man. Like it's like you feel that you're trapped, and you were born into that. So at the age of 8, what harm could I have done to anyone for me to go through that? Like that's what you always think as a young man. Like, what did I do? What's going on and all that? But look, we are blessed enough to come to Australia. Australia's been an amazing country. It has provided a lot for us. So the least we can do is at least show the country that you've provided to the right people. You've given to the right people. With a lot of people that come from overseas turn out to be very successful people. And that's not because.
Why do you think that is?
Because we've seen below zero. We've been below zero. I'll give you an example. Our breakfast in Lebanon used to be tea with nearly rotten bread because tea and bread makes your stomach full, so you're not hungry for a long time. And that's a true story. And the best breakfast we could have is yogurt, dried yogurt, 250 grams. I remember, bro. It used to cost us like probably 2 cents. That's what we could afford at the time between the 5 of us. And we're here today. We can afford anything. We can not because we've been given everything. Because we've worked and we've seen the lowest of the lowest. We've been to the lowest of the lowest.
It's very interesting you say that because there's a lot of people sometimes that they might have had things happen, but some people, not saying so, but some people have had very easy upbringing, so to say, but they might be a little bit upset with their parent, dad, and we're not discrediting anyone's trauma or anything that anyone's been through, but some people, what I noticed is privileged people that are sad tend to not do very well, whereas people that have come from extreme circumstances, really, really bad stuff that's happened to them in their early life, they become super, super successful, as opposed to a kid who's had it all, a kid who's had, parents, money, looked after them, anything they want, 100%. And then sometimes they don't pan out to be successful. Whereas people that have come from really bad places, they tend to be extremely 100%. Successful. It's very interesting.
For me, from my personal experience, I'll tell you why. Because for me, I've always looked at these nice things that I was never handed to. Like, for example, a cheeseburger from Macca's. Getting a cheeseburger from Macca's was like, wow, bro. When we used to buy shoes, this is a true story. Like, this is crazy. So when we used to buy brand new shoes once a year, we used to actually sleep with our shoes.
Wow.
That's how much we appreciated shoes.
Wow.
Because we don't get it. We used to, getting brand new underwear. Wow, that's crazy. So for people that have been handed everything, they've had everything. So for them to look up to the things that they don't, like for example, they look up to, I don't know, having a nice car.
But they probably don't enjoy it as well.
Because their dad had that car. Throughout the upbringing, he had a nice car, so it doesn't really tickle them. They've been there, they've seen it. My opinion, I could be wrong.
100%.
Right, and having nothing and then coming to this country and seeing the amount of opportunities you have. You got to remember, I was a refugee in Lebanon as well. So I was a Palestinian refugee as well. So I couldn't own a car under my name. My parents couldn't own a house under their name. We couldn't go to nice schools. We were given the lowest of lowest. And then you come to this country and completely 4 years, you're a citizen. You can do whatever you want. You can own whatever you want. So the least we can do is show this country that we appreciate what you're doing. This is what we're doing to show your appreciation, is be successful, not rely on the country. And going back to the topic of people that are privileged, like even my kids now, I see it.
Like the difference.
They get
because they can probably have anything they want now.
Like for me,
and you don't want to be strict, but you have to be.
Like look, for me to give them everything they want, I have an age limit. So by the time they get to 7, I'll probably stop giving them everything, and start teaching them how to earn everything. But
because then they depend and they expect.
Of course. But for now, for me, it's more. I want to give them everything that I didn't have. Like, bro, because you didn't have a toy, like a little toy.
That's pretty cute.
So like,
that's nice.
As simple as a toy, as simple as a shoes. My daughter sees something, she touches it. I'm like, I'm getting it. All these
and that feeling, you get, that's the real feeling, because obviously you have that appreciation of things and items that it's such a rewarding feeling from the sounds of it. Like I'm doing that.
So like I am gonna give a lot to my kids, but there's an age limit where I'll stop. Not completely. I'll still give them, but they have to earn.
You have to teach them how to.
Otherwise, if I hand them everything, they're gonna
expect.
be like every other spoiled kid that had
Yeah.
everything, and then they're 30 and they're still living with their parents. They're still relying on their parents. So I want my kids to be successful, and I'm not going to be harsh about it. I'm just going to teach them about it.
Yeah,
How
of
to
course.
earn it. You want a nice toy? No.
It's very, very good teaching morals as well,
course,
and it's a rare commodity, I think, these days.
I went through it, but I went through a harsh way. So
Yeah,
I want
very
them
extreme.
to go through a nice learning curve of how to be.
But it's interesting. It seems like when you go through something so difficult, it tends to make you more humble. It tends to make you more appreciative, and it tends to make you more ambitious and outgoing, and you want to do things. It's very interesting because you think someone that's had it all, wouldn't they? Like they've got everything at their fingertips. They can make anything happen, right? Whereas you have to earn it. It's very interesting, isn't it? I'm sure there's a study somewhere on the psychology.
I don't know the study behind these.
Yeah, well, we're not scientists, unfortunately.
From my personal experiences, I can tell you, man, like you got to learn how to earn respect from people. You got to learn how to work with big people, because you're always you're in survival mode back home.
Always, yeah.
So even here, like till this day, bro, like my wife always tells me, like, relax. So like you're going too hard, and I'm man, like
not hard enough.
Not hard enough. Not good enough. Because we grow up on survival mode, like literally survival mode, running away from bombs, trying to get bread. No electricity for 90 days, like zero electricity. So you can only imagine, we couldn't have cheese, we couldn't have anything in the fridge, milk, cheese, anything you could do. So we were living off of rice and some soup that my mum came up with that doesn't expire, doesn't go rotten, you know what I mean? And off of whatever you can cook on the gas. So survival mode, even till now, I'm still in survival mode. Like,
set you up for, not obviously, not in a good way, but it technically did give you those lessons.
Yeah. So now I'm taking my life experiences as a kid and putting it towards my business, and that's what is making me get to where I am today.
Wow.
Obviously, with the help of God first, like if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today in this country. And I always question myself, why did God choose me? All these people to come to this country, and it was a safe journey, everything was safe, even getting on a plane for the first time. Like,
scary.
Is this gonna, till this day, don't get me wrong, true story, sound of a plane still triggers.
Still freak you out.
Because back home, whenever you heard a sound of a plane in our area, because we're not next to the airport, a bomb is going down.
Yeah, wow.
Or
that's
something,
very extreme.
Preparing for something.
Very extreme, yeah.
So, that till this day is still true, but it's not like to the point where I'm running and hiding.
Yeah. It's just still a little bit.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I was traumatized from it. A lot more people had way more traumatic experiences. So I'm talking specifically about my experience. Other people might come
very different,
talk to you about their experience, and it could be a very different experience.
Yeah, of course.
I have lost family members, I have lost cousins, uncles, whatever. But it's just, for me, the way I take it is different. Like I let it be the way of life, and I know they're in a better place. So I don't know. There's no reason for me to complain. I'd rather them, knowing that they're resting in a better place than them going suffering and going through what they're going through. So.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you speaking on it. It's quite a deep subject, and I appreciate you sharing that, because I know it wouldn't be like an easy subject to share with anyone. It took me a long way to come here. And obviously we're on a podcast for the world to see, so I'm being very mindful of that. So thank you for sharing that, brother. Well, moving on from your early life, so obviously it was quite traumatic and quite a difficult experience. You came to Australia, and then obviously you wanted to start a business.
Of course. Yeah.
What was that like, coming to Australia when you start a business?
Look, coming to Australia, the first thing I noticed is the English, because we in Lebanon we were taught the American English, and it wasn't like intense English. It was just hi, how are you, goodbye, like that's it, and then they teach you how to write your name, and they try and teach you how to do like all the English alphabet and behind it, whatever. Like I left Lebanon when I was in year 6, so I didn't really have a big English, and you start learning English in year 6 or whatever. So the first thing we had to do is learn English. Went to Pennington Primary School.
Oh, yeah.
And we started learning. I had no idea, bro. I had no idea. But what I've noticed is like Lebanon's like teaching, and the curriculum of Lebanon is way more intense than Australia. So like the multiplication, whatever, 1 times
algebra,
we're up to 100 times something, 9 times.
Oh, so it was more serious in Lebanon then.
Yeah, and then you come here and they're teaching you how to do
simple times tables.
3 times 3, and I'm like, 6.
Yeah, done. So you basically felt like a genius.
The teachers were very, very impressed. Like, how do you we've learned that in year 2.
That would be a good confidence boost though. Coming to Australia and you're smashing it and you go, oh wow, I'm very smart.
Yeah, but then I learned that.
Then they came to English, and you're like, okay.
No. I'll tell you what. Okay. But then I realised that they're so soft here. You don't get your ass beat.
Yeah, so they did that in Lebanon where they used
I've copped
to smack you around.
times.
Yeah, wow.
I've copped it a few times.
I'm glad they don't do that here because I would have been bashed off.
Trust me,
definitely.
I was taking advantage out of that.
My teachers did not like me.
The first time I came late and I was so scared because if you're 30 seconds late, 10 seconds late, but you're getting your ass beat. Like, you put your hands out and they hit.
That's crazy. Cane.
Huh?
Is it the cane? Like
and they have like a thick one. Depends on.
Wow.
It depends on what you did wrong.
If
it's a really bad one, they have a special room, like nearly as big as this one.
It's funny.
And they just start swinging at you, bro.
It's funny because the common thing, like for me meeting a lot of young entrepreneurs, people that start their own businesses, it's a very common thing in early life schooling. When you're in primary school, and usually on the report card, it always says easily distracted by others. That is was that you as well?
100%.
Same here.
I can't sit down. One of the main.
Very interesting that.
Like they used to complain to my parents that I can't stay seated in one spot.
He's running around
like I had to get out and change seats. I don't know what it is. Like talking out. I can't stay in one spot, bro. Like even my movement, my hand movement.
Yeah. Well, so people say it's undiagnosed ADHD, but honestly, I think it's a superpower at the end of the day because. It's a very common trait in a lot of business owners and a lot of entrepreneurs. They're very, bang, 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 and they're going. And I think it gives them that energy to, when it gets hard, you've done 12-hour days on your business, or even longer, and you're absolutely exhausted. You have that energy to just go, let's do it. Let's do it.
It does catch up to you eventually, though.
Eventually you burn out, and then you're screwed for like a month.
No, 100%. But bro, like coming to Australia it was a struggle, a different type of struggle, a good struggle, a nice struggle, because you knew you were safe. You can walk around the streets and everything is safe. There's no one that's going to try and hurt you, kidnap you.
Much different.
Well,
sorry to interrupt you there because we're talking more on. So, what was your experience like starting the business here in Australia for your barber business? So, your first business, what was that like? Because you've mentioned things before and the hardship of it, and obviously you had multiple jobs. Explain that to us. Tell us about that.
Look, it was more of I just made my decision one night, and I was like, I'm ready to take on this journey. And funny enough, my brother wanted to move to Melbourne at the time, and he had a small shop, like a 25 square meter shop, and he wanted to sell it, but at the time barbering wasn't huge. I'm talking nearly 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, wow. So that would have been 2014?
Just after that, so I would say 2016.
Yep, okay.
To be specific, 2016.
Yep.
We'll
put a photo in there. 2016,
Luay
fades.
That's the photos I sent you.
I have some.
It was, bro, like, I wanted to start my own thing. Obviously, my dad was like, no, you're not ready. I was like 19, turning 20.
Wow, quite young.
Yeah, so, and my dad was like, no, you're not ready. But I was like, when I want to do something, but I'll do it no matter how many people try to stop me. So I told him that I can do it. I was like, go.
Hate being told what to do as well. That's another trait from the school days.
Yeah. So, bro, I approached my brother. My brother was like, listen, like, give me my money in 6 months. I need it in 6 months. I don't need it now. And we made a deal, and at the time it was a good deal. Like it was decent amount of money as well. And I took over the shop, not knowing, I had zero clue of what I was going into,
But you had the love for barbering, obviously.
Absolutely. Like till this day, I have the same love.
Yeah.
I would have.
Beautiful. Because some barbers, I think,
they
lose it. They lose
fall
it.
off.
Well, because they're doing it for so long, and I think they don't follow their passions. Whereas you've created shops, you've done things you really enjoy.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you, maybe
some barbers,
like, I'm just speaking out of maybe.
Yeah.
Like these people that fall off is they only done barbering because it was the only option at the time, and then they got stuck in it because they got so good at it, and then they saw that it's a good business to do whatever, and then eventually they realized, shit, this is not what I love. I want to do something else. And
it's not what they're passionate about.
Exactly
and then
right.
eventually
Yeah, I think I'm just assuming at this age, but I'm trying to put myself in their shoes.
That one all good. In the center. Beautiful.
And
sorry, bro.
No, that's all right. And we, bro, like, and then I started the shop literally in 2016. There was no money coming through. $75. You're talking. We used to charge
$75 a day.
A day.
Yeah. Wow.
And
4 days, 12-hour days.
Yeah. We used to charge like.
What's that an hour? $75 a day. That's
nothing. But
and then you got bills, etc. In the red. Yeah.
So $75 a day. You're talking. We used to charge 15 to 25 at the time. It was really cheap still back then.
Yeah.
So
per haircut.
4 customers maybe a day.
Oh wow.
3 to 4 customers a day. So you're talking in 8 hours, that's nothing, like you're sitting down doing nothing. So what I would do, I started cleaning the windows because my shop was on the main road. I started cleaning the window at the front, because people, I've noticed in Australia, people are very curious of what people are doing.
Yeah.
Especially when they're driving and they see someone, you know. So I was like, let me just get cleaning the windows outside, pretending to clean the windows, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so half time you wouldn't even like actually clean.
I wasn't actually cleaning the windows. I was just standing there on a little ladder, just cleaning the windows at the front.
Wow, and it
people
worked.
were driving past, people were looking.
Interesting.
And then they see, and then the next day, one or two extra customers come in. And I'm like, I never noticed the barbershop. I seen you cleaning the windows, and I looked over, and it's a barbershop here. So then I noticed that actually doesn't look like a barbershop.
Because you're centering attention.
Yeah. So then when that customer said to me that I didn't know there was a barbershop, and I live literally down the street.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was like, damn. Okay. Like, what do I need to do? So then I realized there's no barber poles at the front. So then I put barber poles, and then the next day, and then the next
Bang,
day,
and everyone's like, okay.
And then I realized there's no one in the industry is doing videos. You know, because I was always into social media, but like not huge. You know, I always loved it, but I didn't know
enough about it.
And then one of the customers came in, and he was like, "Oh, I'm starting my video shoot, and whatever. So do you want to do something together?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then gave him a free haircut at the time, and he did me my first video.
So he made content for you.
Yeah, and then
beautiful.
people were like, "Wow, like this is cool, this is different." And then from there, made another video. Then I started, meeting young people, school, posting my stories, and
well, you've scaled it to what now 320,000 last year.
30,000 on TikTok.
Wow,
yeah. So
amazing.
I started from, I think I had 150 followers, just mainly family and friends and whatever. And then now I've got
just consistent.
Just stay consistent. But it takes a long time on social media if you do it right.
Yeah.
If you want a long-term thing, I've noticed anyway, it takes a very, very long time. But
it's a lot more work than people think.
It's a whole another job on the side that you have to do with, but it works, man, and it's for free. You know, if you're doing it by yourself,
if you love it,
and whatever, it's for free. Do it right. Stay consistent with it, and it will work.
So you used social media to essentially, blow up your brand, bring awareness to your shops. You know, what were you doing? Anything else at the time? Were you working any other jobs to sustain the business? Because obviously, you're making $75 a day.
So
that would be difficult to manage.
You know, eventually the bills started racking up. The rent, electricity, water, outgoings, all that stuff started racking up. Had to buy products for the shop. I had to buy new clippers, so I couldn't afford it. I had no other income, so my only income was the barbershop. So I had to go and get a job at the cinemas in Marion, and that was me vacuuming the cinemas at night, and cleaning toilets and
but you still did them. So hands and knees, cleaning popcorn, cleaning the toilets, everything.
Where I come from, bro.
So did you work all night, and then you worked all night at the cinema, and then all day you were at the shop?
So I only had 3 hours sleep during the day.
Wow.
I couldn't sleep at night because obviously I was working, and then I get home by 6:30. If I slept, I wouldn't open the shop on time.
Were you married at the time?
No. So that was just before I got married.
Okay.
So,
but you guys were together still.
Yeah.
She would have been your fiancée. I suppose.
She had her own little job with her.
You would have had that pressure as well on top of you, because obviously you have your missus. You want to marry her, but you need the money coming from the business. So it's quite a lot of pressure.
So for me, it was always. I always wanted to get married young. I don't know what it is, but I always love the fact of going back home to my wife and kids. And, that's why
You're very mature for your age. That's what it is.
But honestly,
very mature. That's what you want.
I had no choice. I really had no choice. I had to live through that. Saying that is maybe because
and you're very close with your family growing up as well.
Yeah, we have to. So, and saying that maybe because we've seen the worst of the worst. So we've seen death right in front of our eyes. We've avoided bullets and bombs and all that stuff. So then life becomes too short for us. So we've always thought. Now I still think life's too short.
That's a beautiful way to live.
Get as much done. That's why I like to travel the world. I like to do all these things, especially with the wife and the kids. And having kids at such a young age, and I love it, man. I wouldn't change for the world.
So pretty much you've so then you're working the job at the cinemas, and then you're working here during the day, and then you said you use social media to gain attention, and then from there, I'm guessing you just expanded. I suppose.
So business started booming because social media worked really well. It was Facebook was very popular back then, more than Instagram and TikTok. I don't think there was TikTok at the time. I genuinely
2016.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
I think it was Musically.
I think it was
maybe
more
when people did those dances and stuff.
Oh,
okay, Vine. There was Vine. With the
I think
King Bash and all that.
More Facebook at the time. It was really popular. So I started doing Facebook advertising.
You didn't start doing TikTok dances or anything like that?
No. You won't catch me doing it ever.
That's how I blew up. I had to make the sacrifice.
Just one or two videos.
My wife left me, but
it is what it is. But no, we didn't do TikTok dances or anything.
I'm just playing with you.
No, all good. So we're doing haircuts. We're doing, showcasing the shop, the pool. And then, bro, we just literally blew up. And then, because I think we were one of the first few shops that did skin fades and all that at the time, because it wasn't a big thing either. So then
skin fades was rare, wasn't it?
It was very
It was
rare.
all the
There was
like,
many shops.
it was kind of, I can't say this word, but the
Justin Bieber haircut?
that's a better way of putting it. Yeah, I was gonna say a different phrase, but yeah, the soccer.
The comb over look.
I had that. Yeah, I think most of us had it.
The quiff.
The quiff.
Yeah,
oh right, there you go.
So
that was very in.
It was number one. So we changed it to
no
zero
fades.
and skin fades and all that.
Yeah,
so then
yeah.
the word started spreading.
And then Ronaldo as well. He was setting trends with his
Yes,
fades, and I think
yes.
he inspired a lot of young soccer players to then follow
100%.
the trends with his styles, and because everyone loved Ronaldo, everyone that loved soccer loved Ronaldo. Even if you weren't a soccer fan, you knew who he was.
Of course.
He inspired a lot of people with haircuts. Every time he had a new style, so many people.
David
would
Beckham
get
was a big one.
Big David Beckham.
Everyone that can have the David Beckham back then. It was a two-back inside spiky top. That's what it was. It was huge. Like 90% of the customers can have the David Beckham haircut.
Yeah.
But then we started introducing the skin fades, the different styles, the designs in the hair, and the mohawk. And mohawk was trendy, but it wasn't trendy with the zero in the skin, And but then the business started booming, so I had no choice but to find another space,
Bigger,
better place, because it was only 25 square meters.
Yeah,
I could really fit
you
a
need
third
more
chair
room.
in there. Like I squeezed the third chair because I had no choice.
Yeah.
And then anyway,
And you don't want to be like so cramped that people, like.
It was.
And then
It
now
was
you're
crazy.
busy, like. But that's a great problem
I've
to have.
got some videos. I sent to you. Like people will be waiting outside at the front.
Yeah, amazing.
Inside, and
Amazing.
then raining, and people waiting in their cars.
Was that a pivotal moment for you? Because obviously you enjoyed the hardship of working in the cinema, working the job. All the pressure inside of you. Dad was questioning whether or not you should do it, and you said, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then you've got to a point where the shop's busy, people are lining up for you, waiting for you. Was that a big pivotal moment for you where you were like, wow?
Yeah. I didn't realize the business would start booming so quickly. In 6 months, the business just
it's huge, very quick turnaround.
It went from 0 to 100.
But you made that happen as well, brother.
Yeah, bro, and there was a lot of people that helped me make that. Like, there's a lot of people, I'd love to name them, but I don't know if they feel comfortable naming them. But a lot of people, like, to this day, bro, I was just on the phone, the one of them just before, he saw me in front of the shop, he gave me a call, and till this day, bro, like, these people helped me become where I am today. I'll never forget them.
Wow.
They stuck by me, they always recommend people, they help me, they never ever want a free haircut, they always wanted to pay.
Always want to pay.
You know what I mean? So these people you never forget. I'm sure every person you speak to that started the business, they'll tell you there's these 2, 3, 4 people that
help them get to where they are. Yeah.
Like, don't give up, come on, bro. They'll come every week just to support you, just to give you money.
Beautiful.
And they knew you're struggling, they knew the struggle how it was, and
they've seen you from the ground up.
100%.
Essentially, from
and
the
they're
start.
with me today, and they're very proud of it. Like,
That's
they
amazing.
always tell me how proud they are. So
how important is your inner circle, especially being ambitious, and how do you find that? How important is your circle?
So that was very hard for me because I was in a circle of people that love to party, go out, do things, and I felt like I was stuck in them, and then I had to make a decision of literally dropping every single one of them. They're probably watching this right now and be like, oh, this guy, bro, like, he just walked away. But look, I had to do it. There was no other way around it. There was, it was either...
Because you're susceptible to peer pressure, they come out, and you're like,
they didn't understand, bro. They never understood that I had.
They weren't as they didn't want to do their own businesses. And
they were the
like
type.
that,
Look, I'll give you a very quick example. They were the type of people that don't have ambition because they've handed everything to them. Okay. Or there was some of them that just were comfortable with that and they don't.
They don't want to.
Just wanted to stay there. Parents were funding their lifestyle, and I just wanted to get away.
Whereas
from
you
that.
didn't have that.
I didn't have that.
You didn't have
that privilege, or but I wanted to walk away from them. So I had to surround myself.
Not that you dislike them or anything. It's nothing to do with disliking them.
I think I have a feeling they took it the wrong way.
Yeah, of course.
I was doing it for
I'm sure you still love them, but
of course,
it's the fact that
there's nothing but respect to them. I have great memories together. I still got all the photos together, whatever. But it was more for me. It was the fact that I had to make that decision to get away from that because it was a distraction, and I didn't want to get distracted. I didn't want that little, devil behind my ears, like.
Or alcohol, alcohol partying as Conor McGregor. Obviously, we can't probably talk about him right now because forget him. But anyway, someone that was past tense was a fighter. Don't beat me up. He pretty much said, partying is weakness for the soul.
Of course.
Right? And I think when you are going out, especially as males, right? You're going out and you want to make a name for yourself, you're doing well, and some bit of money starts coming in. You're susceptible to a lot of things. You're susceptible to women coming up to you, you're susceptible to your friends going, oh, let's party, there's all these cool things. And it sounds fun at the time because you are young, you want to go out. But then when you have a dream, when you're focusing on something, and that takes up everything, when your dream is everything to you.
It becomes your party, you know.
And if people don't understand that, I understand where you might go different ways, and it's a good message for people that are in those friendship groups that, you know, are struggling with, should I pursue my business? I want to hang out with my friends, you know, but they're kind of dragging me down a little bit, you know, to pursue what they're passionate in and to make that call. It's not because you don't love them. It's not because you don't like them. Like, I've cut off friends before for very similar reasons. It's not because I dislike them, but it's because you have to do what's right for you at the end of the day. If you're passionate and hungry, you have to choose that over everything. Otherwise, you will not get far. Sometimes,
100%. And look, I've noticed that growing up in Australia, you get deceived of the party life. Well,
we're the biggest drinkers, I think. The statistics
I would not be surprised, but
I think we're the biggest alcohol.
But like, growing up, we've been deceived. Like in this country, you know, that partying is what you want to achieve. After school, you can party. But
it's good to have a little bit of fun. Like, we're not saying don't do it at all. Like, you know, it's good to have a little bit of fun when you're younger, but then there comes a point.
My advice, like if I could go back in time, I would not do
at all.
99% of the things I've done when I was 18, 19, just before I bought the shop.
But do you think those lessons that of you going out drinking taught you things?
Of course, because I feel like
that's where I'm coming from. They teach you lessons, you know.
Yeah, going.
And then you do it, and you're like, what? Like, this is not for me anymore.
100.
You know?
It's not that. It's look, in our religion, we're not supposed to do any of that.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Religion.
And now I understand why, because I've gotten closer to my religion. I've understood, like, it's the devil's drug, you know what I mean? It's a drug that you don't need, you know.
100%.
And God gave us different ways to feel the good things, like working out, you know, all that
endorphins,
chemical reaction, the
feel
endorphins,
amazing,
and you feel amazing.
Drinking water, even.
You know what I mean? So God gave us all these other alternatives, and being successful in the business. For me, that's the real life. That's the real party. That's working towards,
and that's
your
actually
religion
something
as
real,
well,
you know?
Getting closer to your creator, getting closer to God, and all that.
How important is religion to you as well? Like,
right now, I wouldn't change it for the world. Growing up, obviously, I went off the path a bit, religious wise, and I was at my lowest point of life. Now that I pray,
do you think it was because you weren't religious?
Of course, because I've tasted being religious before. And then I went to the group of friends I was hanging around with. They took me to that path, and whoever tells you, bro, I'm strong, I was really strong. It came to smoking cigarettes, to going out, to coming back home late. I was really like strict on that, and then eventually, one by one, try this cigarette, bro, like it won't harm, and that's my biggest regret. If you ask me what's my biggest regret, it's smoking cigarettes. I cannot get rid of it. I know a lot of people are going to come back and say like, hey, you just give it up.
Just give it up.
It's not that easy, bro. And mostly people, non-smokers, say to you, just give it up. It's not that easy, bro. It's not that easy. It's like, I don't know, asking someone to give up their business. You can't just walk away. It's not that easy. I'm working towards it though. But like I said, bro, like religion, it plays a big role for me.
It's interesting you say that, because what we've actually had with a lot of people was I've identified religion for, you know, young ambitious people actually is a very good driver on the forefront. You're not only doing it because I want to be, you know, successful, but it definitely plays a part, because I think it teaches you good values, good morals that lead you to become successful. You know, be a good person, successful. When you bring good things into your life, good things will happen. You know, and I think when you're partying all the time, you know, doing, you know, drinking, drugging, like doing drugs, whatnot, you're putting yourself low, you're putting your vibration low, and you're opening yourself to bad things.
Even now, when you talk to people that go out at the shop Sunday morning, they're cutting hair, hey bro, what did you do? Oh bro, I went out last night, I feel good. Like, and then you talk to someone like, for example, that just came from church or the mosque or whatever, they're like, yeah bro, I was at the mosque, I was at the church, you know, I feel good, today's a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
You go
today,
like, you can see the balance.
Energy
now,
levels.
You take a step back and you're watching, like from the distance, you see people and you're like, whoa.
It's interesting.
You know, and religion helps you stay focused, right? It's not about money, it's not about being successful. It's just
it helps shape you.
It shapes you as a human being. Your morals, your respect, your what you want in life. It just teaches you all of that.
And obviously we're not, you know, you don't have to be religious if you don't want to. Like, that's, you know, we understand where we're coming from, because I was an atheist.
Of course.
I'm not sure if you ever knew that, but I never believed in a religion till I was 18, I believe. Quite older. I was an atheist. I was like, where is he? Can't see him. You know, I had quite a traumatic life experience happen to me that I won't say on, in front of everyone. But it put me onto that path, and from there, didn't care about, you know, girls, didn't care about going out partying, didn't care about anything else. All I cared about was finding success and what I'm passionate about, you know, going to the gym, you know, doing things that I love, looking after my body, looking after my family, looking after myself. And from that, it's just helped everything get so much better.
Definitely.
You know, from there, and it's really
like we
helped.
said, religion will shape you. You just got to understand it properly, and like, you know, we're not trying to convert people. And we're talking about our personal experiences. And for me, like,
won't be like one like, one one prayer, like that. We don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't use God for clout. We're not about it.
Look, it does.
Some people do though,
like,
but we won't name names.
Personally, religion is the way for me. I would not change it for the world.
Yeah.
Especially going to Dubai and meeting billionaires, brother.
Yeah, could we touch more, because we're getting very off topic. But could we touch back on that? So you started the business, huge success, you expanded.
Yeah.
And then you're in Dubai for a bit, and you blew up.
Yeah, bro. That's a funny story about Dubai, bro. I just woke up one morning. Actually, shout out to Chris Fade. He's the reason I went to Dubai.
Chris Fade?
Chris Fade. Yeah, I love that guy.
Put his tag in the thing.
I always respect that guy. He's an amazing human being. He gave me amazing advice. I'll never forget him. But I was watching Dubai Bling actually. As a lot of Australians, when Dubai Bling was a hit, everyone wanted to move to Dubai. Because of Chris Fade, you know. You got to give him credit. And he was saying a story how he started in Dubai from nothing, $300 I think, or whatever it was. And look where he is today. Everyone knows Chris Fade in Dubai. You can't walk around with Chris Fade without being approached, or, you know. So I was like to my wife, look, I'll message Chris Fade, and if he responds, I'll go to Dubai and cut his hair.
Cut his hair, yeah. So it's quite a shot in the blue.
And funny enough, he was in Australia. So
yeah, wow.
I messaged him, hey brother, I'm thinking of going to Dubai or whatever. It was a message, and he goes, I was like, hey, would you give me the opportunity to cut your hair, man? I won't disappoint, whatever. And then he messaged like within an hour, bro.
Got back to you.
He got back to me.
Amazing.
And he's got like, I think now he's a lot more than back then. I think he had like 500,000 followers at the time.
Huge.
So I was like, there's no way he's going to respond to me.
Yeah.
So then, bang, bro, I messaged him, and he was like, yeah, bro, hit me up when you were in Dubai. Looked at my wife, I'm like, this is definitely a sign. So literally the same day, I went to the flight center, and I just booked a one-way ticket to Dubai.
Yeah, wow. Huge.
And I packed my stuff. A week later, I was in Dubai. And
that takes a lot of, you know, you got the business here, you got the wife here.
Yeah, bro. Look, I got an amazing team.
Did you have your daughter at the time?
Yeah.
Whereas you had to get, you're like, no.
I travel my daughter everywhere. We've been already on 20 flights, me and my daughter, since she was born till now. So
that's beautiful.
We travel everywhere. She loves the plane, so she's all good with that.
That's cool.
And then, I got to Dubai, and I was only meant to cut Chris Fade. I literally went for Chris Fade alone. Yeah. That's it. I didn't have any other plans to cut anyone else. And then I started seeing all these things pop up, and bro, like you see celebrities in shopping centers there, and having lunch and dinner, like big. I'm talking billionaires, big celebrities that you wouldn't see in
different ballgame.
Different ballgame.
Yeah.
So
you think you do well, and then you go to Dubai.
Yeah. So
humbling.
For example, like I was sitting at a cafe. And then I saw a bunch of guys where like, I was there on a mission. I wasn't at a party. I didn't party once. I didn't go out once. I didn't blow my money not once there. I was on a mission and
Focused.
I wanted to stay focused, right? One advice, actually, Ahmed, the luxury car rental in Dubai, he gave me when I cut his hair. He goes, brother, if you're coming here to party, pack your bags and go back home. You're not going to last. What do you mean? Like, what's behind it? I just wanted to get more information out of it. He goes, bro, look, a lot of people like your age, they come, they see the other side of the life here, and they just fall in the trap of partying, spending their money, go in debt, and then they forget about the business. He goes, do not fall in that trap. Stay focused. Bro, that stuck with me till now.
Wow.
So shout out to Ahmed.
Very big advice.
Very humble guy, very successful, and I look up to him as well. But he is one of the most humble people you'll ever come across, and he's willing to help you as much as you can, nothing in return. Like there's no catch to it. He just wants to help, especially his Aussie people. He loves to help you, bro.
Yeah, wow.
So then Chris Fade.
If you're sorry to interrupt, if you're Australian, you know who to hit up.
Yeah. Well,
don't say Luay referred you though. He just gets like 8,000 DMs.
He is a very busy man, so good luck getting a hold of him. He is in the. I think.
Please don't spam him.
No, don't spam him. But he's a very nice guy. So you know. Anyway, Chris Fade. Back to Chris Fade. So I messaged Chris Fade as soon as I landed. He's a very busy man, so his schedule is all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, you know, someone might call him, whatever. Like, you know. So I couldn't cut his hair. So I was like, man, like. Came all the way for Chris Fade and I can't get a hold of him. So I was like, I need to do something else. So I started approaching people, messaging people, spamming people, like bro, replying to stories, following where they are, going to the same locations they are, whatever.
Wow.
And
you were hustling.
But I was hustling. I would go to a cafe, I would see like a bunch of
We're in
guys.
Dubai, one-way ticket, you know you're there.
And then I saw a guy, like a group of guys, they looked very successful, whatever. So I was like, let me approach him, you know. Went up to them, hey guys, my name's Luay Spades, whatever, I'm from Australia, I do this, I do that, here's my socials, you know, my selling point was my socials because I worked really hard on selling myself on the socials because they see in the
How many followers did you have at the time?
At the time, I think I was 7,000. I blew up in Dubai.
7,000.
7,000,
Wow.
and then in Dubai I gained another. I think I don't know. 5,000. I think 6,000, whatever. Anyway, and then I walked up to these guys. They were like, "Yep, tomorrow morning." Okay, like tomorrow morning.
Yeah. 5 a.m. on the dot.
No, it was like more 10 a.m. And then
that's good.
They were partying that night, so I didn't get a hold of them until 1 p.m. But I still made sure I went to them. Like I didn't say, "Oh, stuff." No, bro. You just gotta keep consistent. Like you know. Anyway, went there. Who's in front of me? Trey Songz. Yeah. And then the guy looks at me. Wow. I'll never forget this. He looks at me and was like, "You wouldn't have the balls to walk up to Trey Songz and tell him the same thing as you told us yesterday. Like, you know, sell yourself to him." As in the barbering industry. I'm not trying to sell my soul. You know, just obviously try and cut his hair. I was like, "Watch me." Walked up to him with my backpack full of the barber equipment, and then I looked at him and I was like, "Hey, Trey, what's going on?" He looks at me and was like, "Who's this guy?" Like, because I'm not treating him like I'm his biggest fan or anything. I'm just a normal human being, like human to human. "Hey, brother, how are you? Do you mind if I have a minute of your time?" "Of course, man." It was with a bunch of women. They were a bit annoying because they just no, honestly, but I'm talking. He's in full-on conversation with me. Yeah. They'll cut him like they just wanted his attention, and I'm like, anyway,
distractions. Distractions.
You know, anyway,
you're like, "Yeah, I'm here to cut hair." Like, fuck go.
And then he goes, "Hey man, I respect your hustle because I was a barber at your age." No, when he was younger. His first job was barbering.
Oh, really?
So he was actually a barber. And then I was like, "Wow, bro, like I didn't know that." That's news to everyone. Like, not many people know that.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. And then
Trey Songz was a barber. That is news.
Yeah, he was. He started off and then he started realizing he had good voice. I think he mentioned from the barber shop he was singing. Yeah. And people started realizing that.
Like, damn, like.
Yeah. And then he started going and whatever. Wow. Anyway, and then he was like, tomorrow afternoon, haircut at my crib. You know, like the place. Wow, bro, like
insane.
Never been in a penthouse like that. Like
when you walked in, were you very like nonchalant? You're like, "Oh yeah, this is nice," like, you know, because you don't want to be like, "Oh my god," like you want to.
You want to keep it cool.
Yeah.
These guys might have 100,000 sitting on the table, and if you're, "Oh my god, there's money. Can I use it to take photos?" No, you got to keep professionalism. There is a few things I'll tell you off podcast that I saw, but
we'll leave that off. We'll turn the cameras off. Yeah.
You know, he did give me a disclaimer. He's like, "Bro, you're gonna see
NDA
in there. just don't say anything. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm here to do my job.
Here to do a haircut.
And I'm walking away. Yeah. Very nice people. Done the manager. Done Trey. Done all that. Trey didn't want to be on camera. He was partying all night. Yeah. He looked a bit, like tired, whatever. So I respected that. I was like,
tired.
Yeah, he was. He was really tired. Like, and then.
Fair.
Then from there, bro, I just started messaging more people.
What?
More.
Oh, okay. Sorry, all good.
So we started messaging more people, and then having Trey Songz under my arm, and then Nico, the watch expert, we reached out. We FaceTime all the time.
Sick.
Such a cool dude. Like
I've seen that video. That's a banger video.
He's an unreal guy, and then you make connections there. Yeah. There's my videographer in Dubai. Yep. His name is Isa. Bro, he is unbelievable as well. Very nice guy. He's actually Emirati. So you're very rare to meet Emiratis because they're not just. It's more like us Aussies, Americans, UK. They're all out there. Emiratis is more like very close. They do their own thing, bro. They're very welcoming people, very loving people. Yeah. But they do their own thing. Like if you need help, they're the first people to help you, bro. Oh, beautiful. But other than that, they won't bother you at all. You know, you do the right thing. Obviously, you be respectful of the culture, be respectful of the people. People will come near. Beautiful. And then bro, it's just approaching. You just have to have you have to have the balls to do it, man. A lot of people when I came back. A lot of the barbers were approaching me and saying, "Hey, I was going to do the same thing." I'm like, "See, you said I was." I
did it.
No. The difference between me and you is I said I will do it. Not I was going to do it. I might do it. I'm thinking about it. Oh, my money, all of this. I just put all my excuses on the side and I will do it. I just woke up one morning and I did it. So, bro, I told them, like, go. Dubai is not only for me. There's a lot more opportunities than what I achieved. And then from there, bro, we just went, bumped into DJ Khalid's cousin. We don't stuff you. DJ Khalid is what I like DJ Khalid. Okay. We love Fadi though. Fadi is amazing. Yeah. We work together. He does charity in Dubai. Yeah. He helps the builders, the people that work really hard. So he does meals for them. Sends them to do the pilgrimage. So does a lot of work for people that are less fortunate in Dubai. The side that you don't see of Dubai. Yeah. Okay. it's very sad there, but he does a lot for them and nothing in return, you know, like he's one of the most genuine people I've met in Dubai.
He looks after you, yeah.
And then I bumped into him in the mosque. We were praying because it was Ramadan, we were praying. I looked behind me, bro, and I've been messaging this guy every single day. Like, I really want to get, only reason being, I respect what he does, bro, and I just wanted to meet him because of what he does, you know, like the charity work.
It wasn't even about haircut or videos, you were just like...
I just wanted to meet him, right? And then funny enough, bro, I'm putting my shoes on because, you know, in the mosque you can't really wear your shoes inside. And then I look behind me and he's just sitting, like right behind me, standing there waiting for me to move out of the way because I was standing in a tight position, you know. I was like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, bro, you, like literally, bro, I was like, you don't respond to me. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, man, like, who are you? I was like, I'm just this barber that's trying to be spamming you on socials. Yeah. And he goes, oh, I'm like, bro, can I cut your hair? He goes, look, man, I'm very loyal to my barber. I'll never change my barber. I'm like, bro, I respect that. He goes, but tomorrow we're doing a charity run. Yeah. If you want to come through. Yeah. This time, here's the location, be there. Done deal. And then, the next day you wake up, bro, I was there before everyone, I was sitting there and then I sat up. He's like, oh, wow, you actually made it. Like, you actually did it. And I was like, yeah, bro. Like, he was like, bro, you know how many people I've asked before to come and they never come? Yeah. I was like, no, bro, of course. Anything for charity, I'll do it. Like, I'm more, always down. Anyway, and then I was like, just one thing, but I don't want to film this because, you know, I'm doing this
for charity. I don't want to use it for videos.
I don't want to use it for videos, whatever. And then he goes, okay, no worries, whatever, I respect that. Bro, the lineup for haircuts was
insane. So you turn around,
there was like
200 people,
And then he comes up to me, he's like, listen, let's just do one video just to promote. To get other barbers on board. I wasn't wearing any of my gear work. I wasn't trying to promote nothing, so I was just doing haircuts before and after, trying to promote to get other barbers. But then that caught the attention of the media. And then my phone was just getting spammed on Instagram, what was that? CNN Hindu or whatever. Okay. You've got Khaleej time. Not too sure. I have no idea about that. He keep calling me, speaking to me in Hindu. I'm like, brother, I don't speak in language. You know? And then, they were like, we want to do an interview because you're helping the Bangladeshi and the Indians and whatever. And I was like, bro, I don't speak your language. You know, you might want to get an interpreter. They never got back to me. But Khaleej Times, I made it on the newspaper. That was international news, so it's all the Khaleej countries. Okay. That was international news. Made it on Love in Dubai. As well.
What year did this happen again, sorry?
2023, bro.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. So huge. And then went from there to Tam Khan, like you know, he's a top G's white man. He's a fighter. He's an actor. He's huge in Dubai. Very respect. You know what's crazy? What's the most common thing I've realized about all the successful people I've met overseas is they're all so humble, man. And they've got every reason to be not humble. But they're all so humble, so helpful.
Why do you think that is?
It's just Dubai, bro. Dubai, because no matter how rich you are in Dubai, there's always someone richer. So it just teaches you to be humble, you know. True. And I think
because you might start bragging, and then someone comes and they got like everything.
Like, bro, some guy rocks up in a Bugatti, and then another guy rocks up in a Bugatti that's like
deluxe,
7 million, and then some guy has a $4 million Bugatti, and he thinks it's something.
Well, I mean, you know, it's nothing compared to my Toyota Corolla, but you know, these guys can try. You know what I mean?
I had a Toyota Echo, so
that's what I'm saying. Man. It's reliable, man.
But hey, look, there's crazy. And then I went from there to Nico, the watch expert. He was unbelievable, bro. Like so humble, so nice. Very easy to get going. He really wanted me to move to Dubai. He goes to me.
You need to be here.
Yes, and he goes to me.
We could always go back, you know.
I am going to go back, 100%. My reason, his reason of success, Nico, was moving to a whole different country, and that's what made him succeed. He goes, once you move to Dubai, that's when you reach your like the sky, because you need to be here. But unfortunately for me, I had to come back. I was like 100% set on moving.
Then what happened? Because it sounded like, you know, you're on the news, you blew up, you gained thousand followers. Your TikTok. I mean, what was your TikTok on before?
100,000.
So you skyrocketed what, like 150,000?
Yeah, like 200,000 since Dubai.
Wow. Way more. Yeah, way more.
So
huge.
The reason I had to come back is I had 2 ruptured discs in my neck.
Oh wow!
And I struggled to lift my arm up in Dubai, and like it was getting a bit too crazy. So I told my wife, "Look, we got to book a ticket back."
And you, obviously being as motivated as you were, you keep trying.
Pushing, but no one noticed in Dubai. I was going through the worst in Dubai.
Yeah, and you just kept a straight face.
I just kept a straight face, kept cutting, and then when I get in the car, I'm like, bro, because I didn't have strong painkillers there, because you know, like I'm in a different country. I only had Panadol and Nurofen, whatever. I came back, and as soon as I came back, I booked in with a surgeon in Melbourne, because like no one believed what I was going through. Like, because they're saying you're
Really?
too young, you're very young, there's no way, and then they'll do scans, they'll do this, nothing. Like it would.
But then you'd feel the pain. You're like, well, I'm not trying to be weak, but
not only the pain, I had like my hands would swell up like to here.
Wow.
And like they were blue, purple, yellow, red, like different colors, like all in my
That
hand.
is hectic.
They'll just do these ones, and I just, you know. Anyway, we did some scans. We did like it's called discogram, where they put a needle through straight to your discs, and they put some sort of liquid, and that triggers the pain. So if I was lying, I wouldn't be in pain, but they put you under, so you're not aware of what's going on. You're just awake to say yes, I'm in pain or not. Apparently, I was screaming my lungs out in the theatre room.
Wow.
So the surgeon came up to me after and he goes, "Bro, you okay? Like you're screaming. Like this is the worst case we've seen ever.
Wow.
At your age and above." And I'm like, "Whoa! Like was it that bad?" I don't remember because I was a bit under. It was like when you black out, but you can talk and whatever.
Yeah.
And then literally they booked me in for surgery.
The worst I've ever seen for your shoulders.
The worst I've ever seen.
Jeez. And you're still pushing through that pain. And
I was still cutting, I was still working.
Amazing.
Even though they advised me to stop, but like
amazing.
I can't sit at home, man. And then anyway,
just because I want to continue the story, but just really pause for a second. So when you're in a lot of pain, you're pushing through, you're still doing the haircuts, obviously in Dubai, you know, all the success is coming to you. Do you think it was motivation that kept you going or discipline? Discipline.
But motivation is just something that people sell you online.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as motivation.
Yeah.
Like if you
maybe a day, 2 days, 3 days, it ends.
How many people go to the gym for a week and then they stop?
Well, New Year's, it's going to be flooded.
But
and we're saying go for it, but stick to it.
But like, I'm talking like real. Like motivation is just something you get sold online. Don't go away. Motivation does play a part of your success and a part of your... But discipline. If you don't have discipline, there's no such thing as motivation. There's no such thing as success. There's no such thing as getting up every morning. I know now, people till now, business owners, but they struggle to wake up in the morning and their business is going down and down and down. If you can't wake up at 6 a.m., between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning, there's something wrong. Where's your motivation then? You know what I mean? So people sell you the idea, my opinion, again, like I'm not trying to put down anyone or anything. People sell you the idea of motivation this. I fell for that trap. But I've noticed I didn't have discipline. Like one day I could be 100 miles per hour with my motivation, and then the next day something, you know, my business is not doing that well, and it's like, all right, I'll close early. I'll do. But if I had the discipline, which I have, you know,
you just don't stop.
Bro. Like,
that doesn't matter on the day. You just gotta get it done.
I remember one time, bro, like I cut my finger here, and it needed stitches. I cut it at like 10 a.m. at the shop with the blade. Like I was, you know, I cut it deep, like you can see the bone. I just wrapped it up.
Kept going.
Wow. And then at 5:30, got in my car, went to hospital, got stitches done, and went. I'm not saying do that. If
you have a serious injury.
Go. But look, if I would go back in time, I would definitely look into my injury a bit more. I would care about my health a bit more than what I did.
So so you went to Melbourne, you got the surgery. I'm assuming they obviously fixed it.
I had 2 ruptured discs.
Wow.
So I had C4, C5, C5, C6. There was no disc at all. So it was bone and bone. And then my body was in like shock mode and recovery mode. So it was just trying to recover my neck. So
is that from barbering, cutting hair?
No. So it turned out to be because in Lebanon in the war, I had there was a bombing right next to our house, and from the blast we actually flew off our bed and we hit the walls. And
and then you picked up the injury, and then over time
no, from the blast.
Yeah, wow.
So a blast could cause that. So they reckon it could be from that, like. Because there's no way I could get a ruptured disc from just
cutting hair.
I'm just doing this, like you know. So they're saying it's from a blast. So that's what we're gonna go.
But obviously it progressed, thank God.
Of course, because you know there was no checkup, there was no doctor, there was no, you know, whatever. And we didn't notice. I always used to get severe headaches, so like severe headache. I wish I could explain it, you can't. And I just thought because I was working too hard. I just let it go.
It'll be right.
It got to a point where I just
drink
it just
some
became
water.
a part of me, but like with the headaches, I just have a headache. Like it's
get used to it.
Yeah, because
you get used to it over time.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. You tolerate the pain, and you're fine. But bro, like it just if I would go back in time, like, bro. For me, I worked on my wedding day. Like that's a true story.
Wow, you were working on your wedding day?
On my wedding day. So I worked 9 till 3:30.
Hey, that's discipline right there, ladies and gentlemen. He's working on his wedding day.
If you would take me back in time, I would not do it again.
The wife is waiting for him at the altar, and he's walking down the aisle with his laptop. You know, like
literally, like and it's so funny. But I finished my job, got a haircut, went home.
This is on your wedding day.
On my wedding day. So, I'm not even kidding. Went home, had a shower, styled my hair, and drove myself to the wedding.
Wow, that's incredible.
But look, honestly, I was too in the moment at that time. If I would go back in time, if you'd ask me, would you do that again? No, I wouldn't.
No.
Over the years, I've learned there's time for family, there's time for work, and there's time for fun.
You have to find a healthy split.
You have to.
But I think when you're starting out, there's not really a healthy split, because when you start, you have no money, you have no connections, no network, you have nothing. You have to build it from the ground up, and it's going to be very difficult. There's going to be no money. It's going to be a lot of time, and that's when a lot of people make or break sometimes.
100%.
You know.
Look, a lot of people misunderstand the fact that the way only works because he wants the money. It's not about the money. I'm telling you. You work
definitely. All from you. I don't get that at all.
It's not about the money. It's more about being the face of the business, giving the customers the 100%, building that client. You're working for the long-term effect of having a business. Because if I was one of those people, like a lot of young upcoming barbers these days, they're buying the shop, they put the workers in the shop, and they walk away, and they're walking around in the shopping. I see it. Today I saw someone, oh bro, you just bought a shop, go to your shop. He goes, oh bro, I've got my workers there. I'm like, bro, you just bought it a week ago.
You should be
there.
But
that's why I bought it for, so I can retire. I'm like, but see, that's what people misunderstand.
Because they don't have that love.
They look at me now and they're like, oh, Luay's out, Luay's traveling, Luay's doing this, Luay's doing that. I'm not trying to talk and brag about myself. What I'm trying to get across is, bro, I've worked to get to here. 7 years in the making, now nearly 8 in December. 8 years in the making. You know, to get to.
Because people don't see that. They only see on social media, and you know, people on social media always assume. Sometimes the worst or the best, right? But they don't know the real story a lot of the time. They don't know the real story, the sacrifices you made.
100%, and it took a lot of sacrifices, man. Like even, you know, I had three shops at one stage. I had to let go of one shop. Reason being is because I wasn't spending time with my little one, so I had to weigh the option.
So you said I need to spend time with family.
100%.
You took it seriously.
So now, like all of that you learn through it. You know, like I would come home, my little one saying "Dad," and I'm like, "Well, since when did she say Dad?" And I'm like, "Oh, for like at least a week." I missed that.
And then things like that, you start to think, okay, maybe I'm working a little bit too much.
Look, I am like, I was comfortable. I didn't need the extra shop. It's just an opportunity that came. I was like, I'll take it. I knew the consequences of not having time with the family, not doing this, not doing that, and I didn't weigh it too well at the time. I was like, oh, you know, like family can wait. No, the business can wait. You know what I'm saying?
Did you always know? Well, actually, first before I say that question, so do you find that usually when you start the business, you have to give it 200%?
More than 500%.
Because 1,000%.
Yeah, especially if you're
your heart, your soul, your everything. You have
every single aspect of
sell.
it. Like,
Every single sell.
I haven't had a birthday party or a birthday event for past 7 years. Like it's just. For me, it's nothing. Like it's just.
All right, you're gonna help me, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna plan a surprise party for Luay Fades. I think after 8 years not having one, he's earned one.
Next week, though.
Is it? There we go. We're in a week to plan it. Let's go.
No, but like I haven't had a birthday party in 7 years. Like it's just I'm always. I don't know. I've always thought there's always time for that. It's not now. It's not yet. Not yet. There's always time and place.
Business comes first.
Business comes first. I do travel a lot. I love traveling, so I save all my energy and fun for.
Then you can relax a little bit because you need. Let's be honest, because it's good going at 200%, but burnout is a very real thing.
Yeah, and look.
And have you experienced burnout?
Of course.
Sounds like the injury might have been a big burnout phase.
The injury wasn't too bad. It was more when I was going like 7 days a week for a good 3 months straight, like maybe 6 months straight. 7 days a week, no days off whatsoever. Like, bang, 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 and then it gets to a point where you start doubting yourself. I don't know, I feel like it's a psychological.
No, share it because it's about entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So
it could be a thing that other people understand.
Yeah, you get to a point where you just start doubting yourself and you start thinking, is this the right decision I made? I'm overworking myself. There's no fun. There's no time for me to enjoy what I'm doing, do this, do that. So
what is my quality of life at the moment?
At one stage, I say just before COVID, I just wanted to give it all up. I wanted to sell my business.
Wow.
I wanted to get out. Like that's it.
Wow. COVID was 2020?
2020, I think. 2019.
Yeah, 2019, 2020. Yeah.
I just
that was
wanted to
4
give
or 5
up.
years ago.
And like one thing I struggled a lot with was staff because of my age. I was so young, but I knew what I was doing. They didn't like the fact that I was hiring people that were older than me and I was telling them what to do and how to do things. So I struggled a lot.
That power shift as well.
Now it's getting better. You know, like people respect me and who I am. They know who I am. I'm not just a young man.
And you treat. What's your secret of treating staff? Are you very iron fist or are you loving?
Be the boss when you have to be.
Yeah.
Don't be the boss all the time. Because if you're the boss all the time, and the boys are not going to be comfortable to come and tell you when they're going through something. They're going to go to another staff member that's happy and whatever. So I always treat my staff like I'm a staff as well.
So you're your friend, but when it is time to be the boss, you will have to.
You have to be.
But it's funny, a balance. You're saying
you have to be. You have to have a balance with the staff because otherwise, man, like if I come every day and I'm do this, why is this? You know,
just angry.
Or if I go, hey bro, could you please clean this? Or hey bro, could you do be nice to people? They're human beings. They're not robots. You don't owe them. And they're getting paid for what they do, and they're providing you with what they're getting paid to do. So realistically, they owe you nothing and you owe them nothing because it's all equal, right? The only thing is you just got to gain the respect by being respectful to them. You know, like for me, I always looked up to our prophet, like you, peace be upon him. He used to treat his staff with the utmost respect. He never raised his voice on them. He's never disrespected them. He's never, you know, said anything bad to them. Even if they do the wrong thing, he would never lose it at them. So I've learned that, and that's
extremely patient.
You have to be, bro, because not everyone is on the same level as you. Not everyone's going to understand what you're trying to do or what you're trying
all the
to
stresses you have, you know, things going wrong, you can't exactly share that with your staff.
People don't understand, like behind the scenes, the work we do behind the scenes, which we're, you know, we're going to hopefully in the future we'll start showing people what we do behind the scenes. People don't see the stress that we go through, like, you know, hoping this stuff rocks up or that stuff doesn't go or this stuff or that, whatever. It's a lot of work, but like when you work with a good team, I have an amazing team right now, can't complain at all, like I have nothing to complain about. And bro, that comes with me treating them with respect and giving them what they deserve and not underpaying them and not paying their super and their taxes and this and that.
Obviously,
you know? Like a lot of people come in this industry and they come to me and they're like, bro, I've been working with this guy for 9 months and he never paid my super once. So
that's not good.
A lot of my staff come here and they don't know about super. So my legal requirement is to teach them how to do super, to open up a super account for them. And they respect that.
It sounds like, and what I've seen, it sounds like you treat your staff sometimes like family.
You have to, bro.
And what it seems like is you actually get better results from them. Like they are more willing to work for you because they, one, respect you, like you said. Two, they, in a sense, love you and really like you. Three, you know, they're not fearful of you. You're not leading with fear. You're not, you know, you have to do that, to a point where they don't want to even come to you because they're afraid. Whereas you're understanding and then you can find a solution.
100%.
And I find you get very good results with your staff because of that, because of the way you treat them, look after them. And I feel like in return, that actually, at the end of the day, is actually better for business. More loyalty, you know.
Of course.
They make less mistakes because they feel comfortable with you.
100%. And you got to understand, these people are helping you achieve your goals and your dreams as well. So that alone should give you the reason to respect them and give them the respect they deserve and pay them the right amount.
It's being a good leader. It's not
100%.
being a boss behind the desk.
Be an example to them, bro.
You know, you got to lead from the front.
Yeah, like
lead the charge.
Sometimes I get the boys, like some boys, not the team I have now, before in previous years, they disrespect each other and they raise their voices at each other. So I sit them down, I'm like, boys, have I ever raised my voice on you? No, you never. So what gives you the right to raise your voice on this guy?
Or makes you think you're the boss of him, or, you know, XYZ.
But it's not that. It's like if the leader never raises his voice,
why are you?
You to raise your voice on someone that might have done the wrong thing. You just tell them like how to do it right. Like, you know, be calm, be cool.
So this is a very good topic. So this is some solid leadership advice. If you are in a leadership role and you're leading, you know, a team or you're leading your staff, what's some advice you would give to someone that has, you know, a team and, you know, what's some leadership advice to, you know, better lead?
Just remember they're not robots. Like they're human beings. They do make mistakes, and you just gotta lead them. Or be a good leader. Be the example for them. So if you're gonna be a harsh, annoying, you know, screaming leader, they're going to do the same to everyone else around them.
Or they're going to silently revolt and then they're going to go somewhere else or whatever.
It's not even about leaving. They're going to give the same attitude to customers. They're going to give the same attitude to the other staff members because that's what you're leading.
Domino effect.
Yeah, you're going to be the example for them. So if you don't give the right example, summary, just be the example of what you want your team to be. So if you want them to be aggressive, unappreciative, and, you know, like always have something bad to pick on, they're gonna always pick on you. You're underpaying them. You're under this. You're not doing this right. You're not giving us this. You're not giving us our holidays. You know, where if you want them to respect you and always look at the positives in you, compliment them. Come in and be like, wow, bro, that's an amazing haircut. Or wow, bro, you've done an amazing job. You know, reward them. Be good to them. You know, you don't have to go crazy extremes, but just be a decent human being with them. You know, they're not robots. They're human beings. Remember that. That's why a lot of people forget, like, you know, they think their workers is just, you know.
And I think some business owners, they probably get so stressed sometimes that way they sometimes do take things out on staff. Like, for example, they might be, you know, going through it where, you know, the business is going under all these stresses and the staff members like making all these mistakes, like, you know. But at the same time though, it's not the staff members' fault either. It's your business. And something someone said to me the other day was, I can't find any staff that are as passionate about my business as I am. And I said, well, duh, because it's not their business, it's your business. What's some advice you would give to young entrepreneurs?
Just stay consistent, keep going, don't give up, because it will get rough. The road is very, very rough to success. And you will get days where you just want to let go and just take the easy road out. But
giving up.
Yeah, giving up. Just stay consistent, man. Like and improve. Always look for improve. There's always room for improvement. Till this day, I'm still learning, trying to improve, trying to get better. So consistency is the key, man. And just keep going. Don't ever give up. Just keep pushing.
And that advice could be applied to barbers as well that want to get in the
course.
industry, that want to build shops and they want to expand. That's very similar advice you would give them.
110%. Yeah, like just keep pushing, man. And don't think that I open a barber shop now I can relax and retire and get the workers to do it. No, you have to be there.
It's a constant.
It's the same situations you see with a lot of upcoming barbers. They get a shop, they go, they see that money is coming in, and then obviously you might have a great team if you're lucky, but most of the time where I hear stories, they had a bad team and
didn't go well.
The people coming to our shop and saying, oh yeah, this guy messed up my hair, that guy messed up my hair, and all that. So consistency is very important, and you have to be in the shop as a business owner. You have to always work. Give yourself a roster, like everyone else in the shop. Be a part of the team. Don't come into the shop acting like the boss and bossing everyone around. Only be the boss when you have to be. And yeah, man, like you have to be in the shop.
How do you stay ahead of the competition?
Always look at your competitors.
I don't think you really care about the competition that much.
I don't really. I always like
You're
to
pretty
compete
focused
with
on
myself.
yourself.
I don't like competing with other barbers. I can count 10 barbershops within less than 5 kilometer radius from this barbershop specifically. But
with lasers pointed at them, like everything, like phone call away from.
but no, it's not that. It's more.
No, I know what you mean.
If you focus on your own business and give all of your energy to your business, then you'll succeed. But once you start giving your energy to other businesses, oh look, this guy's busier than me, oh look, this guy's taking my customers, then you'll start going down and you'll see it.
Well, they say comparison is the thief of happiness.
100%.
Or something like that.
Yeah, because no matter how big you're gonna get, no matter how good you're gonna get, there's always someone better than you out there. So never compare yourself to anyone else. Always compete within yourself. Always look at yourself, see where you want to be. Not oh look at this guy, this barber is cutting. Like for me personally, I've worked with big people, and today, funny enough, I was on social media and I seen this barber, and he's not that popular, that he cuts like some crazy people in Australia, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. Like I'm trying to get to that level, but this guy is just. Like he's up there, but it doesn't mean like I look at him and I'm like, oh man, this guy's lucky. He knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. Yeah. No, bro. Like, I'm like, wow, bro, good on him. Like, amazing. I want to be there one day in Australia. Like, yes, I do cut celebrities in Dubai, but I'd love to get to that level in Australia. It's difficult in Australia for some reason. I'm finding it difficult myself, and reaching out to people and talking to people. They're not as easygoing as people in Dubai.
Yeah.
They're more.
Do you think they're more not afraid of success, but it's more it's harder? Because I feel like in Dubai, it sounds like a very good community where everyone's like this. Everyone's helping each other win and succeed.
Dubai, I've heard.
Whereas Australia, it sounds a bit like
it's competition in Australia.
Everyone's kind of colliding,
competing with each other.
Yeah, which then everyone loses, don't they?
Yeah. But in Dubai, bro, every single person that I've met is trying to help you succeed.
Amazing.
And
sounds like a good place to go for entrepreneurs.
100%. And like Dubai, bro, like everyone's telling me, like everyone's trying to help you there. I'm like, from the experience I've had in Australia, like before Dubai, I was trying to be the celebrity barber for Australia, but it never worked out. And then in 2 months to achieve what I couldn't achieve in 7 years in Australia, it's crazy to me. And I'm like, and then you reflect and you realize that everyone in Dubai was just helping me, they're giving me, not like obviously if I didn't want to be where I am, I could have not achieved it, right? But because I also was very consistent and very committed, and I was there, and every time they call me, I was there. No matter what the situations are, I would make sure I'm there. So it also takes a lot of hard work to achieve that. I'm not saying it's easier. You just got to know the right people. You got to know how to talk, how to get yourself in that group, how to present yourself, what to dress, how to look, what to say, what not to say. One of them, funny enough, said to me, he goes, out of all the people that come from all around the world. And he goes, you're the only one that is very down to earth. He goes, you don't come here trying to show off what you have and trying to be on our level. You're just you. We love that. And I was with a group.
You're being authentic.
And I was with a group with like billionaires. And for that to come from a billionaire, I was like, damn, bro, that's actually like very nice to hear. Like, it's very, very touching.
And those are great circles to be in, by the way.
And the funny thing is, everyone in that circle, because no one has met me before in that circle, except for that one person. I've worked with him before, and he's the one who introduced me to these people. That's when I went to the private zoo and did the shoots and whatever. And everyone else agreed, and I was like, man, damn, that feels good. That feels really good. And it's just me, bro. Like, I don't try and be like that. It's just how I am. It's just how I've always been. And a lot of people that have known me for a long time, they know how I am. it's just me, you know. And I did meet a few people there that are from overseas. They're like, you know, full chains everywhere, jewelry, fake Louis Vuitton shoes, fake Louis Vuitton. They know that because they don't buy the fake stuff. So they know when you're wearing fake stuff. Like, you know, with Nico, he goes, oh, thank God you didn't rock up with a fake Rolex. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? He goes, so many people try and rock up with a Rolex, and I was like, bro, I can tell a fake Rolex from a mile away. You know, he was like, thank God you're not trying to pretend to be someone you're not. You know?
You're being authentic.
For me, a Rolex, my dream is to own a Rolex, you know, as well. But I want to wear one when it's the legit stuff, you know, when I'm ready. I'm at that stage where
so no $50 Temu.
No, none of that. You know, like, you know, I'm wearing a Citizen watch right
Shout
now.
out to
Nothing special, but for me it's special because someone gifted it to me. That's special to me, you know. So I wear that. Beautiful. It's more sentimental value. But for a Rolex, for example,
amazing.
I want to go there when I'm there. You get what I'm saying? Like when I'm at that level where I can comfortably go into the shop and be like, you know what, I want to buy a Rolex here. And I want to buy it and I get it. That's when I feel
that's your pivotal moment.
So that's my next goal.
Well, speaking on your next goal, it's very interesting to finish up the segment. What's next for you, Luay?
But honestly, there's a lot. Like Dubai is my number one priority at the moment. I want to go back to Dubai. I want to live in Dubai. That's literally my goal in life right now. Unfortunately, what happened with me with my neck, I'm still in recovery, so I still have to be here in case something goes wrong. So, you know, my surgeon's here, whatever, I'm not so far away. And my main goal is to move to Dubai and just do something crazy. Because I know Dubai, I can do so much in Dubai. And my business plan for Dubai is ready. Everything's ready. It's just me taking that step. Yeah. You know, and now I have 2 kids. And
you just had the boy as well.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you. So I have a little boy now, so it's a lot more.
Is he able to hold a pair of clippers just yet?
No, he's only 2 weeks old. So
okay, maybe not just yet. Maybe not just yet.
And look, everyone's asking me the same question. Is he going to be a barber or what's he going to be? And I tell him, like, listen, he's going to be whatever he wants to be. Yep. So if he wants to be a barber, that's a bonus for me. Yep. If he wants to be a freaking mechanic or whatever he wants to be, I'll support him. I'll support any of my kids with whatever they want to do. But yeah, my goal is to
what about a ballet dancer?
No.
So technically he was lying.
Obviously there's lines of what they can do. I'm not letting my daughter dress in that stuff, man. In front of some weird old people. But no,
but that's what's next for you,
And no boyfriend before marriage. No.
No boyfriend before marriage. That's
but so it's the goal is to just make it in Dubai, man. That's my literal, like, every day. But eats me, like, if it wasn't for my surgery, I'll still be there, you know. And I'm sorry for the people in Dubai, you know, like I did promise a lot of people I am moving there.
Let them know.
Yeah, I know, like I did promise you guys I am gonna move there.
Yeah.
I was in talks with the real estate to sell my shop, to sell all my house.
You're ready
sell
to
everything I had, all my assets in Australia. And you know, everything happens for a reason. I'm here today, and hopefully, you never know, next year could be my year in Dubai. Different. The following year, whenever I'm ready.
Whatever comes. But it sounds like you definitely want to go back there. Like 100%. That's what you just said.
That's definitely on the books because there's so much room to improve. So it's definitely.
And you couldn't help it because of the injury. That's hence why. Otherwise, you would be there.
Yeah, 110%. Definitely. My wife even got a job there.
Yeah, wow.
That's how much she's a childcare teacher or whatever they are. But she actually got approved for a full job. They were starting her paperwork, and then you need surgery. So we didn't know because recovery is 6 months to a year. I'm still in recovery. I'm only 5 months, 6 months into my recovery. So I'm not fully recovered yet. And once I'm fully recovered, then I'll start looking into moving to Dubai. And
beautiful.
Now, you know, like it was a good learning curve in Dubai. I learned a lot more than what I thought I would learn. Beautiful. And now I know what to expect. Beautiful.
Well, to finish the segment, because obviously we're on the Young Entrepreneurs podcast for young entrepreneurs. You're a young entrepreneur yourself, and thank you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here and speak with you. What are some 10 quick sort of lessons or sort of advice you could give, like 10 quick, you know, habits, getting up early, you know, what are some things, some quick 10 pieces of advice you would give to young entrepreneurs watching this?
So the first thing I started doing, I never used to make my bed, and then I was into watching entrepreneurs and you know, like everyone else would,
podcasts
and stuff like that. So one of them said, if you want to be successful, start by getting up early in the morning and doing your bed. Yeah. Because I never used to do my bed, and then doing your bed in the morning, it goes a long way. It's crazy, but like you start off by doing your bed. I don't know what it is, but it works for me. So even now, even though I'm married, you know, I've got my wife at home. She can do everything. I still do my bed sometimes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But starting doing your bed, like getting up early is very important. Discipline yourself. Learn how to be disciplined. Learn how to say no. That's very, very important. It's saying no. Like there's a lot of opportunities that will come your way. A lot of people
choosing the right ones.
You just got to choose the right ones. So you got to learn how to say no. You got to learn how to control money. Because if you don't know how to control money, if you don't have, like till now, I still pay myself a wage.
Yeah.
Till now. So pay yourself a wage. Don't let the big numbers get into your head and be like, wow, I can spend all my money. So learn how to control money. Have times for everything. So fun, family, and work. So learn how
and
to...
your time
and
for...
your own personal time. You need at least an hour a day for yourself.
An hour a day, that's
what I do. Especially in barbering, because you're changing your personality 100 times a day. Because you might get a businessman, you got to act like a businessman. You might get a young guy that loves to party, so you got to make him feel like you're on the same level. So you're changing your personality so many times. So every day,
like acting,
half an hour to an hour, just to myself, bro, just to get myself back together after, especially busy days. When it's not too busy, it's not too bad, but and just don't give up. Never give up. That's just a no-brainer. Just don't give up. Give yourself one very important one is don't type your goals. Literally handwrite your goals. And
they will happen. They will come true.
Like I said to you before,
I will. And that's
and just have a positive mentality. Very, very positive. If you go around saying I might or I will, I will do it. There's a big difference. I might do it. I will do it.
It's gonna happen.
And then eventually you convince yourself. So you work yourself, and the most important out of everything I said and all the achievements I've had is your health. Because I've neglected my health for so long, and that's why I am where I am today. Where if I looked into it and I started getting my headaches, I could have avoided a surgery. You never know, you know what I mean? So health is very important, and gym.
Of course.
Very good. Just keeps you stay focused. Go to the gym. Maybe that could be that 1 hour a day for yourself.
Beautiful.
In the gym.
Beautiful.
So
cool. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. So that's the 10 best pieces of advice. Is there anything you'd like to say to the camera before we?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Never give up.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being here, Luay. It's been absolutely amazing. Make sure if you need a barber, check out his shops, The Core Barber and Luay Fades. Luay Fades in Findon and The Core Barber in Elizabeth Shopping Centre. Beautiful. Make sure you come down for a haircut. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And that's our first episode. So, thank you.
I was like,
no, we got it. All right.